Hi and welcome to this Gemini inspired mid-month April 2025 reading. I'm excited you're here with me. This is a way of reading the tarot cards that we can unfold new layers of consciousness, get a little reflection, maybe a new story about ourselves and some inspiration for whenever you find this video. It doesn't have to be right on time. Whenever you find this, it can be accurate for you. So let's see what we want to talk about today. In the first part of the reading, I will do a general energy. In the second part of the reading, a relationship dynamic. So stick with me, and I'm gonna start right away. Ooh, beautiful. We do have a Knight of Swords. That's already an air sign or air energy card, loosely connected to Gemini. So this is a Knight energy that is very fast, very intellectual, very strategic thinking. You can see how fast this Knight is going forward, moving forward. So this is really an energy of getting straight to the point, very clear and straight line when it comes to your goals, and really drawing out the line in a sense that we really want to build a strategy of where we want to go. So this is a very strategic way of moving forward. This is a very intellectual and analytical way of moving forward. This is making clear decisions. So for Gemini, this is also a really good card for clear thinking, clarity, and good strategy and good analytical tactics. So I like that a lot. We can maybe do a lot of writing at this time. Maybe we can do sports for the brain, exercises for the brain. It's a good time to really master your thinking. And the Knight of Swords is also high above, on a different way of experiencing and seeing things. He has a very long-term vision, in a sense that he can see very far and very clear from up in the air. He has a really broad horizon as well. Ooh, wow, another Knight. Ooh, that is very, very powerful. A Knight of Wands. So now we have two Knights here. Maybe you are also dealing with a lot of people right now, but if you are yourself really tapping into those energies, you have a lot of power right now to move forward very fast and very quick. You know everything you need to know, and you also have the motivation and the energy and the pleasure, I wanted to say, the passion to really make things happen, which is the Knight of Wands here. The Knight of Wands is a go-getter energy, is an entrepreneurial energy, is an energy that makes things happen, that gets things done, that also activates other people maybe. He's a natural leader. He's very charismatic. So all these character traits we can now find within ourselves to really make things happen. This is a very, very powerful coupling here, because air and fire, when you do combine it, then we all know what happens. It's like fire just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's very, very powerful. We can maybe also work with advisors, people, consultants who know a lot about a good strategy or how to move forward, and we can maybe have some mentors helping us, because with these two Knights, it feels like it's really working with more energies than just ourselves. But if it's really just about ourselves, we really can step into a very, very powerful, quick moving energy, and we can really use this very creative time also, because the Knight of Wands is a very, very creative Knight, in a sense that he's very expressive and really wants to express himself and take part in the world. So it's a very, very creative, expressive, passionate time. Okay, this one was, oh wow. So I'm not sure what is going on, Gemini, but this is extremely powerful. We do have an Emperor. We just stepped into spring. We just stepped into the Emperor energy, which is also the Aries energy. So we are really getting a hold of something. If you are building a business, now things can be moving very, very quick. If you are in a position of authority, you know you've mastered something here. You've mastered, I think, a strategy, and at the same time moving towards a goal, not just in a thinking sense, also in action. You've mastered maybe your to-do list. Maybe you've mastered the way that you're efficiently doing the things that need to be done. So this is a very, very, very powerful time for you. You can really be much more productive at this time. You can really step into a moment where you're the boss of yourself, where you feel like you really are on top of things, and where you are maybe also in a position where you have to kind of defend your own success. Because what's really interesting about the Emperor, and I was talking about it so much in the new moon, full moon reading in Libra, it's so much about figuring out a system for ourselves to be on top of things and to feel like we have control. So this time for so many people is really about those energies and about power, control. What does that mean? How can we use it in a non-abusive, non-destructive way? How can we for ourselves, also in our everyday life, if we are not a business person or we are not an entrepreneur, how can we just find this control in the everyday, make these very, very constructive and positive and effective decisions to keep things in a stable system. This is all the Emperor. It's very powerful, very, very powerful energy. And we do have a Seven of Wands here that is also saying we kind of might, and that's why I get more an energy of it's really about about our own thing, our own project, our own maybe business idea, our own world we want to build and kingdom we want to build, and we also want to protect, and we want to keep efficient. And efficiency is just coming through so strongly because this Knight of Swords energy and this Knight of Wands energy, they are just so straight to the point and very fast. So it's really, really fascinating, the combination of cards here. I say this I mentioned the point with you being alone and being responsible for something maybe by yourself, or feeling like you have to do things for yourself, because with the Seven of Wands we are often in a lonely warrior type of energy a little bit, where we have to defend, where we have to hold up to defend our success. And we have to be courageous also. It's Mars in Leo, so it's very much about the self and defending the self and stepping into new areas also as well with Mars, and going into a little bit of a lonely fighter energy, lonely warrior energy. But it seems like you're very much on top of it, and things are moving very fast, and you're very much in control. This is a wonderful, wonderful image here. Let's see what we wanna look at when it comes to relationships. This is you and the other person type of energy. So I'm looking at another person and you. It is not necessarily a romantic relationship, but it can be. And in this case, it could be a lot about control and power and clear communication. Also getting what you want, maybe figuring out how you can get what you want. Okay, 8 of Cups. Another person, you might be surrounded by a person or people who maybe have a little bit of a hard time letting go of a certain way of experiencing things emotionally with the Eight of Cups in the reverse. So maybe somebody is a little stuck, maybe stuck on you, maybe stuck on a way things used to be and how they are not anymore, and therefore it's a little difficult maybe for somebody to get with the program, I feel like, emotionally. With the Eight of Cups in the reverse, we could be ready to take this step to the next emotional level, but when it's in reverse, we're just in the process, so we can kind of maybe feel like a little needy or something, like undecisive. It gives me some kind of energy of you can't make somebody happy, or you can do whatever you want. Somebody is just not going to be feeling better. They have to make their own decisions to get into a more balanced space emotionally. So there is a card going a little, oh wow, Nine of Cups, yeah, and you might also, it might stir up some feelings for you with the Nine of Cups in the reverse also, of how does this dynamic make me kind of feel unfulfilled or feel like I'm stuck in an emotional back and forth, where I kind of don't get what I want, the person also doesn't get what they want, and it's like this weird looking for something to emotionally experience in the other. Nine of Cups in the reverse. It's a card where we, and this might be something also that is a little more hidden for you, that's not so obvious. The experience is not that obvious maybe, but it's very much bringing up, I think, for both sides. We want to think about, when do we try to get something out of people so we can feel better? And that's a little bit of a, of course, non-ideal situation, because we want to try to be as independent, of course, as possible, and not make somebody responsible for our emotions, or we don't want to be responsible for managing somebody's emotions. So that's something that I'm getting here a lot. You might be very much in control at the same time, but still feel like drained. It could also be that a person, because they are not able to step into that independence in a sense, might be draining you and might also be holding you back from creating your own sort of joy. There's a lot of there's a lot of feelings of being drained. The World in the reverse. Well, maybe it's really about, and the Seven of Cups in the reverse. Wow. Okay, we have 7, 8, 9 and the World in the reverse. It could be really a situation where we really want to think about how can we end a situation for good. The World card, it could be indicating that you want to step into a whole new way of experiencing things, in a whole new existence, in a sense, with a partnership, a relationship, a friendship. Maybe you really want to break up with somebody, or somebody wants to break up with you. I feel like more maybe you want to break up with a person, but it seems like you're a little stuck in that transition. With the World in the reverse, we can get stuck in the transition of things. It's like a heavy birth type of energy. So what I would suggest with the Seven of Cups in the reverse, there is this idea of really getting grounded and being very honest and not being stuck in an illusion. The Seven of Cups helps us to really figure out what we want and what feels right and what doesn't feel right, and pay very much attention very close attention to what we actually feel about all the options that we have, and to see things for what they are, and also to pinpoint feelings of illusion. So this is disillusionment, in a sense that we are really coming back to a position where we know what is real, what is not real, what is in my imagination, what is actually irrational, what do I feel just because I'm a little bit overwhelmed, what do I feel because it has really to do with the situation at hand. So this is really coming to a more clear emotional understanding of a situation. And it seems like it's part of the process. It seems like you're still having a really good, you're getting a hold of your own reality and situation that is apart from the relationship dynamic. So you are within yourself very stable, but it could be that a relationship or a person has some sort of power to pull you out of that and to kind of make this transition into the next phase difficult. I think boundaries are very important here at this time for you with the Seven of Wands. It's very essential, and we want to think about how we can make this birth happen into this new level. How we can make this happen a little more, how we can make this a little smoother, so that it doesn't keep us stuck in this step. And it's a big step. The World card is a big step. It's not just like, it is the end of a huge cycle. So it is okay if it takes time. I feel like we do have a clear way of strategizing and of taking the right steps, and we took everything into consideration that we have to with the Knight of Swords. All right, Gemini, interesting reading. Thank you so much for being here. Please like, subscribe, comment, check out my description box and see what else I'm doing in my life. I'm an artist, I'm a musician, I am a tarot intuitive reader, and also if you want to learn about the tarot, stay tuned, and please check out my email newsletter, because I am working on a workshop right now. I got a lot of responses that people really like the way I am talking about the cards in depth, and I'm kind of explaining the symbolism. So I'm right now really working on getting that out there, and if you're interested, then please sign up for my email list. All right, so thank you so much for being here, and I'll talk to you soon. Goodbye.